So let's dig into things. So in terms of types of statistics, you've got the descriptive, which is what we'll be looking into further details today. And there is the other branches, which is the inferential and then, of course, correlation. So normally, if you're a programmer, you would have talked about things like relational operators, right? So it's something greater than the other. So how does something relate to another person? Yeah. So if, let's say, me speaking really fast has something to do with somebody sleeping in class, for example, there's probably a direct correlation between me speaking really fast and the person sleeping in the classroom. Yeah. Whilst the other one could be, of course, can I sort of make some form of conclusion from what is happening or from my observation of the data? Yeah. So if, let's say, we say Michael speaks really fast and then maybe 5 people out of 10 in the classroom sleeps, right? So we can say that for a lesson going on, in order to put the students to sleep, you have to speak really fast. Or to keep the students engaged, make sure you speak slow and at a maybe a safe pace. That leaves out the one that we'll be talking more about today, which is basically describing things, right? If I say, I don't know, if I ask you to, let's say if I ask describe the room conditions, for example, she may probably say, it's cold in the room. It's too cold in the room. And maybe, I don't know, there are some lights on, but it's pretty dark or something like that. Just describing what you see, giving a descriptive view of it. But thinking about it using numbers to describe, right? So again, if I go a bit more into details, you've got the relationship between things, and then we said a programming context, like how back to where we're saying and making some conclusions or generalizations with regards to the data that you are looking at. So on descriptive, we sort of given a different explanation. Well, different explanation. We've explained it already. So making how is the thing organized, looking at the data, how the data looks like, how it describes the study you have done, summarizing or just giving a summary presentation of what the data tells you or what you want the data to tell from the to the reader. So in other words, you're looking at the graph, you say it's skewed towards to the right, it's skewed towards to this. It's just basically you're looking at it and you are just saying what is there. Yeah, pretty much like what I'm doing right now. Okay, then describing the data, but then we're going to spend some time to go into things. So we say we're dealing with numbers. Numbers, we are measuring things. Right, so it means you are quantifying things. It's a bit strange to use the word quantifying when talking about quantitative because it's probably related. But we're just saying that let's say strongly agree, disagree. For example, you can decide strongly agree is 5 and then disagree is 0. For example, you turning things that are not normally numbers into something that is measurable. So basically, a very old definition, but it still works. So basically, measurement or assigning numbers to objects, events, or abstract concepts. I will stick with the abstract concept because it sort of absorbs the previous one, according to a known set of rules, known sort of agreement. Yeah, because if you think about it, what you actually doing is coding. You're taking A, and you say, as far as A is concerned, I'm going to represent it this way. Yeah, I would say strongly agree is 5. As long as the other person know the mapping you've done, which is taking strongly agree and mapping it to 5, they can tell, of course, they can make sense of the quantity you are actually presenting to them, the measurement you are presenting to them, the numbers you are presenting to them. It will just make more sense to them, not necessarily quantization, I would say. Right, so basically this permits data to be categorized, quantified, and of course analyzed, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a main point of interest, especially at this stage of your research. And of course, in the way that you can make meaningful conclusions. So we take some of these concepts or abstract forms, I don't know, things like gender, sexuality, the heart rate of a person, I don't know, temperature, because it's something you feel, but because there's a set of rule about what the degree is. So we can all say, I don't know, we can go there and set it to 30 degrees and expect that the room is going to be warmer, but it's just actually the warmness or the coldness of the room that we have quantized it in a certain way. Yeah, so there's a bit of some stuff in small letters in terms of what's there. I've been obsessed with a certain idea or project for a short time, but later lost interest. Very much like me, mostly like me, somewhat like me, just some form of data collection, and data later you're going to assign numbers to these to make more sense of it.